this is Ray. Today is Sunday, January 16th, 2022. And for me, another day of social distancing. Hope that you, your family, friends, and loved ones are doing well, staying safe, getting vaccinated. This is, I believe, the first vlog of 2022 for me. I'm almost 100% sure that it is. And my first vlog in my condo. And that's unreal for me to say. So if you're just now watching my vlog for the first time, back in May of 2019, I was in the hospital for a total of 19 days. I thought it was 22 days, but I was mistaken. I was out for a couple of days. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I was in bad shape. And not knowing what the next few days would be like. As a matter of fact, I didn't think I would actually live through that. So I'm 6'3", and generally, in most cases, I'm about 200 pounds, or at least I was. During that time, in May of 2019, I was down to 145 pounds. That was the lowest weight I ever been. I had lost a lot of weight in just a period of months, and everybody noticed. I was a first-time manager, had a lot of stress to deal with, and that played a big role in him. I definitely had a decreased appetite, but I also was having some other issues, joint pain, swelling my face. I was vomiting a lot. Definitely anxious. Had no clue what it was, and then finally reached a breaking point. At the end of 2018 was the first time I was ever in the emergency room. I wasn't admitted during that time, but I did get some IV fluids for dehydration, and was given a prescription for anxiety, which I never took. And then fast forward to May of 2019 was when I went to the hospital. I was in terrible shape. I was having a hard time hearing. I hadn't held down any food or fluids in days. And needless to say, I was admitted after being in the ER briefly. I was hooked up to multiple IVs, given a lot of medications, and was tested a lot. And then while I was in the hospital, one night I vomited my dinner, and it went back into my lungs. I didn't realize this. Ended up getting aspiration pneumonia in both lungs, and my oxygen levels dipped. They treated me aggressively with all sorts of medications, and when things started to look better, I was discharged, but I was still a low weight. And then my mom was in town helping me out, and she was very concerned about my oxygen levels. I was back at home, and I was in terrible shape. I didn't want to go back to the hospital because I had been there for a long time as it was, but my mom made me go back to the hospital, but I was in such bad shape I couldn't go downstairs to get to the car, so called an ambulance. First time being in an ambulance, and first time dealing with that bill. Okay, so I was back in the hospital, and they tested me for everything. Every single thing you could think of. I had blood draws, and had all sorts of specialists coming in and out trying to figure out what was going on, and finally I had a diagnosis of lupus, in particular systemic lupus erythematosus. Of course, I didn't know what that was. I heard lupus, and I was like, what the heck is that? What the heck is that about? Well, over the next few weeks and months and years, I started to research and read up on it and figure out what it was. And that was the first time I was diagnosed with it. I followed up with a rheumatologist after I was discharged from the hospital, and then I had a confirmation diagnosis. That's what it was. They tested me again for all the different symptoms and all the things that it takes to find out what you have. And I'll talk about lupus a little bit more in a later video. But anyway, I was diagnosed with that. So I stepped down from my position as a manager, moved back home, and was with my parents from the end of August of 2019 until the beginning of this previous week. So I moved officially into my condo on the 10th, and that was it's still an effort, but that was a huge effort. And I just want to give a shout out to my younger brother who came out here, not necessarily to help me, but he took charge and basically unpacked my entire condo and made it so that I'm going to have very little work to make this place, and to just make this place feel like home. And I don't have the proper words to express my gratitude for everything that he did for me. And never in a million years will I be able to repay him, but I'm definitely going to do everything I can to repay him. So thank you, little brother. And I'm truly grateful for all you did for me. And when it comes to being in the condo, the whole process was unreal. Initially I was looking for an apartment to stay at because my job is moving further away from where I live, and it just would be impossible for me to commute from home and then go into the office. So I figured it was like, okay, so let me start looking for a place. I think it was back in August of last year I started looking and noticed that there wasn't anything reasonable to rent, and that the rent would constantly go up and up and up and up. And like for example, studio apartment, $1,400 on the low end, and then I just noticed that it would just go up and up. Actually initially I found a place for around $1,100, but I noticed that went up, and I was like, you know what, if I'm gonna do something, if I'm in a position to be able to purchase something, to have a mortgage, then I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So I did a lot of research. As a matter of fact, I worked with Brad at ZeroDebtCoach.com, and he helped me to make the tough decision to go ahead and purchase if I could. But in order to do this, I had to budget like crazy. I mean, it was a lot of money, not gonna lie. It was more than I wanted to spend on anything, but I definitely built the budget, stuck to it, and I didn't go into further consumer debt. So I'm definitely glad to say that. If I didn't have a budget, if I weren't budgeting beforehand, if I saw that I was going to go further into consumer debt, I wouldn't have done this. And well, you don't know, but I had to purchase appliances. I had to get a refrigerator, I had to get a washer and dryer. I got the place painted, and I still got one other thing I need to do, get a storm door put on. Two other things, to get my master bedroom repainted. I just had a vanity installed, and so this was money that I had, but I had to realistically get these things done. And also my first mortgage payment is coming up on February 1st. Got to pay HOA, and I have money for all that. So all that's been planned out, as well as budgeting for food and for gas and all those things. So it's definitely going to be a tight few months, but it's going to be doable. I'm not as fearful as I once was going into this whole process, but I definitely have to be careful with how I spend my money. I do have money allocated for grocery shopping. I have a little bit of money allocated towards eating out. I have to do that right now, only because I'm getting all my pots and pans out and getting all the ingredients together to be able to to have regular meals and to cook and everything. But right now, I just gotta. I'm not eating my best right now, but I'm definitely consistent with my eating. I'm taking my medications and everything, and just trying to get settled. I've only spent 2 nights here in the condo. I've been going back and forth between here and my parents' house and getting things and putting things in order. So I'm not 100% comfortable with being here, and there's a lot that I have to unpack. My biggest goal tonight as I get settled in is to unpack my room. I'm getting close to that. I'm putting my clothes and everything. I'm doing some laundry, getting stuff out of boxes. What I forgot to mention earlier on in the video is that all my things, about 98% of my things, have been in storage for the past 2 years. And so I'm unboxing these things, but I'm also keeping in mind that I'm going to be selling a lot of things or donating things so that I can live more of a minimalistic life and just less is more. But anyway, I've talked enough. This is a longer video than I even anticipated. I've got to get ready for dinner and all that fun stuff. And before I wrap up, I just thank you for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications when I post my next video. I'm going to try to get back on a regular schedule, posting every week, but it might be kind of difficult right now because I'm just trying to get settled, trying to get unpacked, and this dealing with lupus. I don't have a lot of energy, and I keep saying and I apologize for that. That's filler, but it is what it is, and that's also filler. Alright, I'm gonna say goodbye. I hope you all have a good evening. I will see you in the next video. Take care.